New videos every day.
All right, welcome back, friends. I'm Dr. Echols. We're going to finish up the third in a three-part video series on Eat Well, Move Well, and Think Well. We've already covered Move Well and Think Well. Let's just talk a little bit about Eat Well. You know, I think it's kind of strange and a little bit humorous that for years, doctors thought that what you eat really didn't have much bearing on how healthy you were. They thought it was strictly a matter of what germs you were exposed to and that kind of thing. Well, we're finding out that that's not true. It actually doesn't make much sense anyway. If you think about it, that's like saying what you build that airplane out of has really no bearing on how strong the structure of the airplane is and how well it will fly. Well, I'm afraid I would like my airplane built out of steel and aluminum rather than bubble gum and baling wire and that kind of thing. So what we put in our bodies has a direct correlation on the tissue strength that we have. And you know, I think that's why we see more injuries now, especially in some of our younger athletes that don't have good nutrition, is because their bodies just don't get the nutrition they need to build a real strong ligament in a muscle. So we send these kids out there who are eating Fruit Loops to play football, and they're twisting their ankle all the time, or they're pulling muscles, or they're breaking bones, or they're having problems. Nutrition is vital to keeping those bones and muscles and ligaments healthy. So what you put into your body has a direct correlation on how strong it is. Remember that old saying, you are what you eat. So we want to eat really good foods. And we're going to talk a little bit about some real simple, basic things that you can do today to just improve your health. One of the very first things that you can do to really improve your health is to stop eating packaged foods. There probably are some packaged foods out there that don't have any dyes or colors or preservatives that may be okay. But for the most part, in a packaged foods, what they have done is they've taken the nutrition out of the food and they've put in chemicals to preserve the food. That's why the food can stay on the shelf for 10 years and just sit there and be just as good as it was the first day, because there's really no nutrition in it. A good rule of thumb is if it won't rot, don't eat it, because those foods really just don't have any nutritional value. That's why they don't rot. They take all of that nutrition in, vitamins, the minerals, anything that will rot. They put it on the shelf with a lot of preservatives, which are just more chemicals that have an adverse effect on our body, and we call that food. It really isn't food. It's an industrialized byproduct. And when you put it in your body, it's a real stressor to your body. And I am seeing now the correlation between eating these kinds of foods and diabetes and heart disease and Crohn's disease and all different kinds of autoimmune disorders and problems that occur strictly by the garbage that people are putting in your body. So real simple, eat whole fresh foods. You know, it doesn't have a label. When you go buy a apple, there's no label on it, okay, unless it tells you where it came from. So eat apple and eat organic when you can. A lot of my patients think they start doing really good when they eat fresh vegetables and fruit, but yet if they're eating vegetables and fruit that are full of pesticides, are they really doing themselves any good? Those pesticides are neurotoxic and are very toxic to our bodies. So when at all possible, I'd like you to buy organic food. That way you're getting fresh whole food. And if there's a local farmers market in your area where they do whole organic foods, I would highly recommend that you go and support those farmers, and they'll support you by giving you fresh, whole, healthy foods. Oftentimes in these packaged foods too, you'll find that they, quote, fortify them with vitamins. Well, that's another problem, because they've taken all of the nutrition out that Mother Nature gave us, and they've put man-made chemicals that they refer to as vitamins back into the food. These vitamins are not made out of whole food. They're isolated fragmentations of whole food vitamins that can be kind of harmful. So remember, the very first thing you can do is try to get rid of those packaged foods with all the preservatives in there. Eat whole, fresh meats, vegetables, and fruits, and you'll notice a big difference within a real short period of time. One other thing that you can do, the number 2 thing you can do, real simple. Actually, it's easier said than done for some people, but it's to stop drinking sodas. Sodas are just terrible for you. Are so full of sugar or artificial sweeteners that they can cause a lot of problem. Even one soda a day increases your risk of diabetes by 85%. That's very significant. And if you've looked at the statistics for diabetes, it's like a wildfire right now. So much of our population is diabetic or pre-diabetic. So getting your blood sugar under control, if you're drinking sodas, you're just absolutely pouring gasoline on a fire. So get the sodas out of your diet. Get the artificial sweeteners out of your diet too. The only artificial sweetener that I can think of off just the top of my head that is probably okay is Stevia. Stevia has been used for thousands of years. It's an actual herb that's been used that comes from the Amazon. But all of these other sweeteners that are man-made can actually cause problems with the nervous system or can adversely affect the thymus gland and things like that. So get those out. Of course, the best thing to drink is water. And I recommend putting a little bit of lemon in there is a good thing to drink. And drink half of your body weight in ounces every day. A lot of times, a lot of people, they don't take any water unless it's to wash down their medications. Not a very good thing. So we need to keep our bodies well hydrated, but not with sodas. Get those out of your diet. Also, the acidic content in sodas can leach calcium out of our bones and make us more prone to osteoporosis. This is where a lot of athletes can get in problem if they're slamming a lot of sodas. It can give them weak bones. So get the sodas out of your diet is our number 2 hint. If you do it, it'll be a lot healthier for you. I've had patients who literally drank 16 Mountain Dews a day. If I did that, I would absolutely die. But they couldn't just stop drinking soda. So I said, could you drink 15 and a half tomorrow? Could you just start tapering it down? And it took a while, but now they got completely off the Mountain Dew. And they're fine. They're doing a whole lot better now. But you're just kind of digging your grave one soda at a time when you do that. So number 2, get rid of the sodas. Let's talk about the third thing. One of the things that you can do today to find out if there's any way you can be a little bit healthier is to review any medications that you might be taking. Get online and look at the possible side effects of those medications. A lot of my patients come to me complaining of musculoskeletal pain in their legs, weakness, different problems, and it's actually a direct result of the medications that they're taking. They think that there's just something wrong with them, but when we look into it, it's actually a side effect of the different drugs they're on. No doctor can really accurately assess what kind of symptoms you're going to have, especially when you're taking several different medications at once. Everybody's biochemistry is different. And then when you introduce different medications in there, there's no telling what kind of side effects, from mental and emotional problems to physical problems. It can just about be anything, and it can be caused by that. So you can get together with your doctor and discuss this. You can go online and look at some of the possible side effects. You can also, as an alternative, find out if there's anything that you can do in your lifestyle changes, like we've talked about today, getting better foods, cleaning up the toxins in your environment that can make it where you don't actually need those medications anymore. So our goal is just to be as happy and as healthy and as prosperous as we can. If you'll take this stuff that we've learned over these last 3 videos and you'll apply it in your life, even though these are kind of small incremental things, I think you'll notice a big difference. For more information, please go to my website, www.jeffechols.com. I hope this has been helpful to you. Good day.
If you liked this video, we have hundreds of more alternative videos ranging from sexual health to psychology to mind control. So if you liked it, go ahead and click on me to enter the Psychetruth channel.